recording. I'm like, wait a minute, oh, that's what he's talking about. All right, gotcha. That shows you catching up on experience in this thing. All right, thank you, Madam Recorder. Now, he was talking about, he didn't see the recording regarding the live stream on the YouTube stream. All right, you may continue, Mr. Potts.
Okay. Okay, I'll say, Miss Carson, I believe you testified earlier that after 2 months of being in the property, and the court took judicial notice that had been around June 2019, you informed Oliver Management that there were some issues with the property.
Yes.
Okay, and can you just reiterate what those issues were with the property?
Plumbing, electrical, flooding, mold. It was a lot then. I know it was flooding for sure. I seen mold. Then the electrical, this thing in the kitchen, the VI thing by the sink, it kept blowing anything. I got to the point that I stopped even plugging stuff in there. And the electric, I called the electrician out, and they said that the house needed to be rewired from top to bottom. So I said, oh, this not my house, so could you just fix what I need you to fix so I won't burn up in the house?
Okay. Did you get a mold inspection done in June 2019?
Yes. No, I got it in 2020. Because at the end of the day, I thought maybe she was going to fix stuff. I got it in 2020.
If you didn't get it done in 2019, how did you know it was mold?
I can see it. It's that extreme.
Okay. So when you told Oliver Management that there was molding, there was flooding, what did they do about it?
Nothing.
And so it's your testimony today that you
never even got in the hotel room from none of this situation. She should at least put it in the hotel room. Then she had people in there fixing on mold and had some fans blowing the mold from the basement. You supposed to get real company. Why you got this fan blowing the mold and it's blowing all through the house? Talking about I'm gonna leave it on to the next day. That's kind of weird.
Ma'am, my question was very simple. So in it's your testimony today that in June 2019, you notified Oliver Management that there was mold and flooding with the property, and they didn't do anything about it.
She said, I'll be over there. Yes, that's it. Yes.
Okay. So when did they start to fix the problems?
Basically, it's unexplainable because they didn't really. Once I called the city, that's when they had no other choice.
Okay. So when did you call the city?
June 2020.
Okay. So it's your testimony today that you lived in the property for a year.
I was calling her all the time that year. So when I seen she wasn't doing anything, before you asked me a question.
Ma'am, you have to wait till I get done with my question before you can answer it. Okay. So it's your testimony.
Let me stop you for a moment. I think she was asking the previous question. You were saying that during the time that you were calling between with your first complaints in June of 2020, that they weren't repairing anything, but after you called, then the city got involved and something happened. Is that what you were saying?
Well, she was.
Your Honor, that wasn't my question.
Yeah, but that was your previous question. All right. I don't want to go on and on to get to the same point, and I certainly will allow you to ask your question, ma'am. Was that your answer to the previous question he posed?
Oh, can you ask me the question again, Your Honor?
That's all right. Go ahead, Mr. Potts. Okay. Mr. Coleman, I'm sorry. Mr. Okay. Potts, I always get you mixed up. Go ahead, Mr. Potts. Go ahead with your question.
So, Ms. Carson, it's your testimony today that you first notified her of problems in June 2019, correct?
No, before then.
You just testified earlier that you didn't have any problems with the property until 2 months after living there.
That's 2019. And I called her from the 2 months after I moved in all the way up to I called the city. So once it got to be extreme and she wasn't doing what she's supposed to do, I had no other choice. What, you want us to die? Well, my mama did anyway. That's how extreme the problem was with the house. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, ma'am, you're gonna have to. I got you, ma'am. You're gonna have to answer the question. Listen to Mr. Potts' question here. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. So it wasn't until a year later, after you first indicated that you had a problem with the property, that you called the city. That's your testimony.
Yes, because I couldn't get any help from her.
Okay, so Miss Carson, so when you first told her you had a problem in June 2019, what was Oliver Management response?
She came over, and when she came over, she looked at it. She said, "Oh, me and my husband gonna have to go up on the rent because when they looked at the property." And I'm just like, "Go up on the rent? All this stuff messed up." But I guess it is what it is. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call the city because this doesn't make sense. You're gonna go up to do the repairs when the repairs supposed to be done.
So in June 2019, is it your testimony today that Oliver Management did not do anything to fix the problems that you told them about?
She came. No, she came out and she. I'm gonna answer your question, yes or no. No, she didn't. She came out and she wanted to go up on the rent to fix the stuff.
Okay. Now, you testified that you had flooding, mold, and electrical problems in June 2019. What damages did you suffer as a result of those problems in June 2019?
It was blowing my stuff, and then I had flooding problems, which means that the living room was flooding. Then everything that, like, the toilet was messed up because the toilet was like kind of weird, but it was.
Okay.
Miss Carson, you're on mute and I can't hear you.
Yeah, you push the mute button. That's why I told you gotta, no matter how excited you are about your testimony, you have to keep that device still. I can't hear you, ma'am. You have to hit *6. Hit *6 on your phone to unmute yourself, ma'am. Hit *6.
It was
There you
that
go.
strong of a.
Okay.
No, it was flooding. You don't know, it's flooding every day.
Let me stop you. Okay, you went out on mute, so you gotta start back where you were. I believe that council was asking you about what conditions you had encountered. I'll let you re-ask the question if you wish to, Mr. Fox, so we can get an answer here.
Okay. My question was, in June 2019, you testified that you had problems with molding and flooding and electrical. I said, I asked, what damages did you suffer? What monetary damages did you suffer as a result of those problems?
The TV, living room set, some of my clothes. I had appliances that got messed up because of the electrical kept blowing. Then it was a bedroom in the back that he have a picture of, orange bedroom.
Okay, let me stop you right there. What happened to the TV?
It blow out because of the electrical. Like, everything blow out because the husband was doing the electrical and tying it together. Well, the electrician that came out said whoever did the electrical, they did a bad job. I'm gonna say that, but it's a
okay.
bedroom.
Let me stop you right there. Do you have proof today that your TV blew out?
How you gonna have proof your TV blew out? I got a video.
Okay. Do you have a video to present to the court that your TV blew out?
Yeah, and I have a video when she first came. She didn't know who I was, and she told me what all the problems were. But it was a bedroom in the back that caught fire, and he have a video.
Okay, we're still talking about the TV in the living room. Do you have proof today that your TV blew out?
Yeah, I have proof in my phone, a video. I don't know how to upload it, but I have it.
Okay. Did you present this proof on your direct examination?
What, when I turned in my evidence?
No, today during the trial. Did you present any proof that your TV blew out?
No.
Are you requesting damages for your TV blowing out?
I mean, it blew out in the house for the electrical. I thought that was part of. No, you know what? No.
Okay, thank you. Now, you testified that in June 2019 that some of your furniture was damaged?
Yes.
Okay, what furniture was that?
Living room set, and I had stuff that I had in the basement.
Okay, now how was your living room set damaged?
Wet.
Okay, do you have pictures of that today?
Because of the flooding, and then not only that, it was flooding on the inside of the house upstairs in certain spots.
Okay, ma'am, do you have pictures of your damaged living room set today?
I didn't turn them in today.
Okay. Did you provide any proof when you were presenting your case that you had damage to your living room set?
I gave you the proof of the rain and the molding and all like that.
Ma'am, my question was very simple. Did you provide?
I've indicated previously that the complainant has made it clear that she's presented her documents to the court, multiple photographs, and she has also testified regarding various allegations that of damage to various property, that she's presented photographs indicating that that represents the damage to various properties. So when you ask those questions, I will indicate to you again that there are a number of items that she has presented, as she has indicated her desire that the court would receive those items as evidence and take them into consideration in deciding the outcome of this case. With that in mind, you may continue with your inquiry, counsel.
I understand that, Your Honor, and I guess it's just difficult if I'm asking about specific items in the, I guess, the damages suffered to that specific item and what she's claiming as damages for that specific item, if I don't have a specific item to question.
Well, what about the item of my mama passed in this house?
Let me stop you for a moment. Let me stop you for a moment, ma'am. Well, you can make the inquiry that you can make, counsel. I mean, if the witness says that that's what happened, then that's her testimony. You have ways, obviously, to rebut that or challenge that, and you also can seek to buttress that by asking her for further information. Whichever way you want to challenge that, you can do that. But her testimony is what it is.
Okay, Ms. Carson, are you claiming damages for your living room furniture?
I believe your device broke up. Did you say yes, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how much damages are you claiming for your living room furniture?
My living room furniture was $1,200, but that's when I paid for it, and I had it 2 years already.
Did you replace that living room furniture?
Yes, I have. My stuff been in storage 3 years. The whole 3 years I've been there. So at the end of the day, I never put after the city was called, I never put no more stuff that I bought in there. I just left it in, like, if something I want that I didn't want to get damaged, I put it straight in storage.
All right, he's asking you specifically about the furniture, ma'am. You
Yeah.
said the furniture was damaged. Did you replace that furniture? Was Mr. Potts' question?
No, never did.
Okay. In June 2019, did you pay rent?
Yes,
Okay. In July 2019, did you indicate there were any problems with the property to Oliver Management?
yes. I was calling her several times. I had my mom. I'm gonna actually say I had my mom to call because my mom. But yeah, it was. I
Okay.
was,
In July 2019, what issues did you tell her were with the property?
the basement. It was the leak.
So it's your testimony today that there was a leak in the basement and a leak in the living room.
Yeah, it was leaking. The basement was leaking even without without it raining. It was something in the inside of the basement she had to fix, like a pipe that you had to break the concrete up. The main, I don't know.
Okay. And it's your testimony today that in July 2019, when you indicated that there was a problem with the basement, that Oliver Management did not fix that problem.
She came out later. She did fix that, but other than that, it was like boom, 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 nothing.
Based on what you remember, when did she fix the problem with the leaking in the basement?
Yes, she came later on to fix it. A couple months, like later on, she did fix that.
Okay, what is later on, ma'am? I can't guess for you.
It's like a couple of months down the line. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of things going on. I don't have everything in front of me, and like a lot of stuff I can't really think right now because, like I said, I'm still in the presence of my mama being gone. So a lot of stuff I just can't think right now.
But it's your testimony that problem was fixed.
The inside of the plumbing, but like I said, the man said if it was anything, it was on the outside, and she still had to go out there and fix stuff.
Okay. Now, in July 2019, what damages are you requesting as a result of the leaking in the basement?
Flood, it just leaked every day. It leaked when it got to July, it leaked. Then what gone on down the line, it leaked, it just forever leaked. Like I never seen a basement that flooded. Like she told me all basement floods, and I know that is not true.
Okay, my question is simple. What I'll be more specific. What monetary damages are you claiming because of the leaking in the basement?
You said, well, you asked me two different questions. You said,
The question is, ma'am, the question is, how much money are you asking for, if any money, as a result of the leaking and the water problem in the basement, ma'am?
yes. Yeah, my washer, dryer, clothes that I had
How much
down
money are you
there.
asking for?
Oh, washer and dryer. And I had, clothes and little stuff. Other than that, I did, I just got tired of losing stuff.
Let me stop you right there. Your washer and dryer. What happened to your washer and dryer?
Flooding. When I put the washer and dryer down there the first day, it was flooding.
Oh, so are you testing? So what happened to your washer and dryer?
The same thing that happened into the hot water tank and the furnace stopped working.
Oh, ma'am, listen to me, ma'am, listen to me very carefully. You have to act as if we don't know what happened, for sure. So listen to me.
Mhm.
If he asks you a question, what happened to your washer, dryer, whatever, you can't say the same thing happened to something else. Tell us what happened. That's the question. The question is what happened, and the big question here that Mr. Potts is asking you is, what are you asking that the court do as a result of that? Are you asking the court pay some money? How much money are you asking the court to require to be paid? So he wants to know what happened to the washer and dryer, and then he wants to know, then he has another question. What happened to the washer and dryer, man?
It was flooding, the basement flooded, and it just messed it up.
So do you have proof today that the washer and dryer were messed up?
I got pictures and stuff of all the stuff.
Is it your testimony today that you provided pictures of your washer and dryer to the court?
Not today.
No, and throughout the case, did you provide pictures of your washer and dryer being damaged to the court or to the defendant?
I have so many pictures. I turned in a stack of them. I still didn't turn them all in because it was way too much evidence.
So are you saying that you don't know what you turned into the court, or are you saying no?
I turned into the court. I'm not sure, but I still got tons of pictures.
Miss Carson, I'm asking a very simple question. Did you turn in any picture of your damaged washer and dryer to the court or to opposing counsel?
Not today.
Okay. Did you ever turn in any pictures of your damaged washer and dryer to the court?
Washer and dryer.
Excuse me?
Not for the washer and dryer.
Okay. Did you turn in any pictures of your furniture to the court ever?
No.
Okay. Now, in July 2019, did you pay rent?
Yes.
Okay. August 2019, were there any issues with the property that you informed Oliver Management of?
It was problems every month, but yes.
What were the problems in August 2019?
The same problems that never got fixed. Okay, I forgot, Your Honor. It was still the leaking in the basement. The mold never went away. She never touched the mold. And then, by the basement leaking, the furnace and hot water tank, it never even got checked, period. And then the electrical.
So you just testified earlier that she fixed the leaking in the basement. So are you saying that the leaking came back?
She fixed the leak. It still was a leak on the outside. She had to dig the whole backyard up, but she didn't do that. She dug up part of it.
Okay. Now, I'm just dealing with June 2019, July 2019, and August 2019. At any of those points, did you move out of the property?
I was looking for a place to move then, but I couldn't find one, so I didn't want to.
So it's your testimony that you were still able to, Miss Carson, it's your testimony.
Yeah.
It's your testimony that you were still able to live in the property while these items were being repaired.
Actually, I was having them repaired, some of them, because she never came out, and yes, I did.
Okay. In September 2019, did you inform Oliver Management of any problems with the property?
Yes. No. I stopped even telling her for a while because she wasn't even coming. No. And then I don't have all of my papers in front of me to see exactly what they.
So September 2019, you didn't inform Oliver Management of any problems with the property.
Not that I can't really recall.
Okay. In October 2019, did you inform Oliver Management of any problems with the property?
If I can't recall of those, I can't recall of some of those. I can't recall of some of it because it was stuff that I was calling for like, it was so much stuff wrong with the house. That's what I'm gonna get at. So some of
In
the
November 2019, did you inform Oliver Management of any problems with the property?
yeah, I did. I'm gonna let you know. I've informed her almost every month about. I mean, not almost every month, but
Ms. Carson, I just asked you specifically if you informed Oliver Management of the problems with the property in September and October, and you said you did not. Now I'm asking about November 2019. Did you inform Oliver Management of any problems with the property?
what month?
November 2019.
I can't recall November. I know it was yeah, November, October, it was flooding. Yes, it was. I just thought about it. The plumber was out.
So in November 2019, where was the flooding in the property?
The basement. And
Okay.
then
And you informed Oliver Management of that.
I informed the number. It wasn't never. Yeah.
Okay. And what damages did you suffer as a result of the flooding in the basement in November 2019?
As of that, I don't remember. It flooded so many times. I can't remember all of the stuff. It was
okay. In December 2019, did you inform Oliver Management with any problems with the property?
Yes, it was like it was one day in December. I can't remember the date, but yes, I remember in December I did.
Okay, what did you tell him was the problem with the property in December 2019?
The same thing. The mold, the smell of it was the smell. It was the flooding for one was the main part, and electric.
Okay. Did you pay rent in November 2019?
Yes.
Did you pay rent in December 2019?
If you know, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. And what damages did you suffer as a result of the mold and flooding in December 2019?
I can't recall because
okay. In January 2019.
Head injury too. You wouldn't know that I had an head injury back in
Ma'am, I'm asking, trying to ask questions here. In January 2019, did you inform Oliver Management of any problems with the property?
Yes.
Okay. And what were the problems with the property in January 2019?
The flooding, same thing.
And this is flooding inside the property.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Okay. Now, what damages did you suffer as a result of the flooding in January 2019?
And it was like, it just flooded. I just had to buy cleaning products and mops and all like that. After so long, I just was buying cleaning products and stuff, moving my stuff out the way so it won't get messed up because it's just ridiculous.
And what did Oliver Management do as a response to you notifying them to the flooding in December and January 2019 or 2020? I'm sorry.
Well, her answer was, if I'm not doing it fast enough, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Did you pay rent in January 2020?
Yes.
Okay. In February of 2020, did you inform Oliver Management of any problems with the subject property? Ms. Carson, you're on mute. I can't hear you if you're talking.
I said, like I said no for the month. Did you just say February?
Correct.
Yeah, for February I paid rent, but as I recall, after so long, I stopped even. I started having to do stuff myself because it started getting extreme. Like
so the answer to my question is no. You didn't inform Oliver Management of any problem with the subject property in February 2020.
No.
Okay. In March 2020, did you inform Oliver Management of any problem with the subject property?
March, I can't remember.
In April of 2020, did you inform Oliver Management of any problem with the subject property?
Yes.
Okay, what was the problem in April 2020?
Same thing, flooding, everything, flooding and the mold for sure. Because the mold,
Okay, and what damages did you suffer as a result of the flooding in April 2020?
it wasn't even that's when we start getting sick. So it wasn't even damages for the flood. That's when we started really seeing that we were getting sick. Like clothes smell, mold smell. We had to keep throwing stuff away. So at the end of the day, it was extreme stuff going on in the house that we just in a situation there's so much going on. That's it. Oh yeah, all winter, no heat.
You understand as a term of the lease that if you had an issue with the subject property, you were to inform the landlord, correct?
I did.
Okay. And again, when's the last time you paid rent at the property?
July for 220.
Okay, so in May 2020, did you pay rent?
Yes,
Okay. And did you have any issues with the subject property?
definitely had it in May.
Okay. And did you inform Oliver Management of an issue with the subject property in May 2020?
Yeah, she knew.
Okay. What was the problem in May 2020?
Same issues, flood, mold, electric.
Okay. And what damages are you claiming as a result of those issues in May 2020?
The same issue.
No, I'm asking you, what damages are you claiming as a result of the flooding in May 2020?
It was the same issues, like I said.
Let me stop you for a moment. I believe that the testimony is becoming, of course, repetitive because the questions are repetitive. I believe the witnesses pretty clearly testified that she had ongoing problems and that she complained of those problems. She might not have complained of them every day. She might not have complained of them every week, but she was complaining of the same problems. And I'll allow you to continue in this format, but that
Your Honor, Your Honor, I'm just trying to make a record, and I'm trying to establish what damages she.
But you establish a record as far as that goes. But I think that somehow you're prolonging this process by going this month by month, when I think that and her testimony is consistent with that she complained about various conditions throughout the relationship. In fact, until she exited the property, except for the first 2 months of the relationship.
I understand that, Your Honor, but she also testified that it was a 2-month span where she didn't notify them of any problems in between this time. So I'm just trying to make a clear record.
That testimony is mischaracterized, or you're mischaracterized what that testimony is, because her overall testimony is that she consistently complained about the conditions in this relationship.
I understand that, Your Honor, but I asked her specifically, for example, in September 2.
I heard you ask those questions specifically, and I saw how senseless those questions were in light of what her testimony is. If you want to ask her, how is that different from asking her for each day of the month that she may have called? Did you call and complain on March the 2nd? Well, did you call and complain on March the 3rd? But did you call and complain on March the 4th? This is not a case. The testimony so far in this case does not establish that this is a case that there was a complaint at one time about something, and then there was a break in the chain of events, and then a complaint about something. That's not what this case shows. Now, that's why I've allowed you to do it that way. But I can't allow you to continue that way so as to suggest that somehow the conditions were, that she's saying that the conditions were corrected and that therefore she didn't complain. That's not the testimony in this case.
Well, Your Honor, if I asked about,
that's prolonging the hearing. That's prolonging the hearing. Now, I give broad latitude. I love attorneys to do it the way that they want to do it, but I don't want to drag out the hearing on something that is intuitive to this process. Obviously, if you want to attack damages and so on and so forth, I think that you're doing that, and I think that there are ways of doing that, but not this this constant barrage of what happened, if you want to say, was there anything different in a particular month? Was there anything, the complaint here is that there was ongoing conditions on the premises for which she complained that there was some effort to make some repair, but it was not effective and that the conditions got worse and she invoked the city, so on and so forth. And you can certainly inquire along that. But to suggest that it's something different than what that testimony is, I don't know where you're going with this by dragging it out in that way.
Your Honor, I mean, the court explained earlier that damages could be by day, by month, by week, by year. So I'm trying to establish each month. Well, what if any damages she suffered?
Okay, if that's the way that you feel like you need to attach that, go ahead, Counsel.
In May 2020, Ms. Carson, what if any damages did you suffer as a result of this flooding? You're on mute, Ms. Carson. I can't hear you.
My bad. Well, I had to buy cleaning products, and by then me and my mom had started getting sick. So at the end of the day, we started losing out bad because by we getting sick, going back and forth to the hospital, I'm trying to clean the house to make sure it's clean. It's not even a house. My mom actually was sicker than I thought. So like I said, I was desperate to get into another house. I was desperate for her to move because I saw my mom getting sick.
In June 2020, I believe it's your testimony that's when you actually called the city, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So for a whole year, you stayed in the subject property and paid rent, but you're claiming that the defendant didn't fix anything.
Just one moment, ma'am.
Okay.
One moment, ma'am. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Potts.
Ms. Carson, it's your testimony today that you stayed in the subject property for a whole year and you were having continuous problems, continue to pay rent, but my client didn't fix anything?
She had minor fixes, but at the end of the day, I was looking for property. It was hard to get property. And then it started coming up to a pandemic, which property started shutting all the way down. I've been asked and she fixed minor stuff, as I said, little here, little there. But the stuff that she's supposed to fix that was making us sick and then making the house the way it wasn't getting fixed. If it was, by the time the city got there, she went and had it on her record. I mean, on the house, I'm gonna say that, when they came out.
Okay, so the city comes out in June 2020.
No, July.
And that's when you stopped paying rent, correct?
I paid her July, the first part of July, but then after then, she didn't come to put the roof on. She still didn't do repairs right then. So we still was dealing with flooding, this, that, and that, and cleaning and the mold smell. You know, I had to buy so much mildew and mold stuff just to keep the smell down. I covered the vents. I did everything I could possible, still mold.
And then you said you paid the first part of rent for July 2020. Does that mean you didn't pay the whole $600 for that month?
No. I remember exactly. I think I owed it like $2 something, or I don't know. But I know I paid.
Did you pay the whole $600 for June 2020?
Yes.
Okay. But again, July 2020 is the last time you paid rent for the subject property.
Yes.
But you lived there till August 2021.
Sarah offered to pay. She didn't have a W-9.
Ma'am, I asked a simple question. You lived there till August 2021.
Yes.
Okay. And then you were eventually evicted from the property.
No, well, she forged my name on the lease. Yeah, basically, yeah. I wasn't evicted.
Just to be clear, you testified earlier that the city removed you. In fact, it was sheriff.
It was a judgment, and I put in the suit papers to sue her. You only had 30 days to move. On that 26th day, the city of Detroit rolled up, and they said they had a complaint on this property. We have to get you out cold blue immediately.
So is your testimony today that Oliver Management filed eviction paperwork against you because you weren't paying rent?
I don't know. They filed it after the city was called, and they were still doing the city investigation. So I don't know what they for repossess. They is the repossession of property or non-payment of rent. Yeah, but I think it was repossession of property. That's what it was, repossession of property.
I don't have any other questions. Ms. Warfield, do you have any questions?
None at this time. For this witness.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask you, you said something about, the heat was out all winter. What are you talking about, ma'am?
Yeah, the heat by the flood, the heat was out, so we end up and get space heaters. She knew the heat was out because it was flooding. So at the end of the day, I kept telling her about the heat. Like I said, she said if she not fixing it fast enough, she don't know what to do or whatever like that. So I had to resort to me still living and go get space heaters or whatever like that. When the inspector came in, space heaters was still plugged up because it was still cold. It was winter when when he came the second time. I'ma say that. It still wasn't fixed after he came.
All right, any inquiry as a result of the court's question? All
Your
right,
Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to, I'm gonna have to take a break right now because I got one stop and then we can start back up. We can start back up at 2:00. But if that works for you guys, 2:00, 2:15.
2:15 will work, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Carson, you have to be back to Zoom. You have to Zoom back in at 2:15 now.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
We'll be back on the record at that time, all right? I'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right, Judge, 2:15.
All right, I'll see you at that time. I had to run out for a hot second.
Okay.
Very interesting now.
Ah. 2:15, okay. It's like an hour.